Hello everyone, this is Luxury PL38. Today I would like to talk about the leather that Chanel used, which is a caviar leather and a lambskin leather. And those two are the most popular leather that Chanel has been used very often in most of their handbags. And obviously they do have tweed, they use fabric, other kind of materials, but in terms of leather wise, it is caviar or lambskin. And also I would like to use the Coco handle and the mini rectangular to showcase the caviar and the lambskin leather. First of all, I would like to explain why I did mention on my last video that Coco handles all comes in caviar. If you look at it carefully, Coco handle and the mini rectangular are the most popular bags that Chanel, one of the most popular bags that Chanel have released so far. And for the past few years, Coco handle has been gaining steam and it's been sell out mostly everywhere. So it is still has a lot of popularity. Also because of the size, it has 3 different sizes. It comes in small, medium, and the large size, medium being the regular size. The small one is always one of the most popular one because small bags are very fashionable at the moment. But one of the reasons why Coco handles all mostly comes in caviar leather because of this mini rectangular. If you actually look around, all of the mini rectangular that comes from Chanel for the past couple of years are mostly lambskinned. I received confirmation from my SA at 2 SA actually at different Chanel boutique. They're all mentioned that they have never seen a caviar mini rectangular for the past 2 years. I'm not saying that Chanel has not been doing caviar for the mini rectangular. I cannot confirm that. All I'm saying is the SA has mentioned to me, both of them, that they have never seen a caviar mini rectangular on their boutique coming in for the past couple of years. It might actually been out somewhere in the world, I don't know. And the Coco handle, it's the complete opposite. Personally, I have never seen a Coco handle with lambskin leather. All the Coco handle that I've seen are all caviar leather. So if you put two together, it all comes down to resources. Chanel has only so much caviar leather and so much lambskin leather to produce their popular handbags. When it comes to decision and when it comes to allocation of limited resources, they have to make a diligent decision. Coco handle, they put all the caviar to Coco handle. Lambskin, they will put it all to mini rectangular. It does make sense in terms of business management and restrictions of the resources that they have, because these two bags are one of the most popular handbags. If they actually allocate caviar leather to their mini rectangular, they probably won't have enough to produce Coco handles. Bear in mind the smaller Coco handles, it's usually sold out when it's released because it is one of the most popular bags. The same goes with mini rectangular. Whenever most of them come out, it will probably get sold out very quickly as well. So those two are one of the most popular small bags from Chanel. And in terms of resources, if you actually look into it, caviar leather and lambskin leather handbags from Chanel, they are usually the same price. So if you go to the classic flat bags, you have a choice of caviar or lambskin, the jumbo, caviar or lambskin. They do not have price differences. provided they're all from the same line and same style, they will have the exact same price, either caviar or lambskin. So all I'm trying to point out is, in terms of that quality and the price from Chanel, those two leathers have very similar price in terms of that what they get, because there is no price differences whether you bought a jumbo lambskin or jumbo caviar. It is going to be the same price. So the caviar and the lambskin, let's just take the equations in terms of price differences. Caviar and lambskin are the same price. When we come down to where each of those should be assigned to, Chanel will obviously take a very drastic decision in trying to determine their limited resources and put it into different style for their handbags collections. So if you have a limited caviar leather, obviously you have to assign to your one of the most popular handbags, which is the Coco handle. And people prefer caviar leather. I don't know, because of the design of the handbag itself, that it does not look good with lambskin. I don't know, but I have never seen a Coco handle with lambskin. But correct me if I'm wrong, and if you do have any comments on that, please let me know. But as far as allocation of resources, Chanel will assign most of the caviar leather into the Coco handle and most of the lambskin into the mini rectangular. That is the reasons why you will see most of the mini rectangular coming up from Chanel. It will be lambskin, because their caviar leather will probably be assigned into the Coco handle style. So with limited resources, yes, they have to do that in terms of allocations of resources. This is also one of the reasons why it's very difficult for you to get a caviar leather nowadays for mini rectangular, because of the popularity of Coco handles. If you're talking about 10 years ago, or maybe even less than that, maybe 8 years ago, it's not an issue, but there are some caviar mini rectangular, but that's because Coco handle wasn't popular at the time, or they probably wasn't released yet. But when they introduced the Coco handle, it has gained steam and popularity for the past few years, that they probably have no choice but to take away all the caviar from the mini rectangular and assign it to manufacture on the Coco handle. So I hope that explains why you probably gonna find all the Coco handles in caviar leather, and probably all the mini rectangular is gonna be in lambskin leather, unless there is something tilted with the balance. And with the caviar mini rectangular, you probably have to look through the pre-love market to find caviar leather for mini rectangular, because it is a very sought after items. You probably have to go through the pre-love online or website, or even Fashion File, the Real, those kind of pre-love market to get the caviar mini rectangular. I do hope that this explains the reasons why, and I'm not sure whether this is just my theory. Again, I have no confirmation whatsoever from Chanel. It is my personal opinion and my own theory that I come up with these conclusions. So for people that want a caviar leather and they want to get into the Chanel luxury, I think Coco handle, the smaller size one, will be the better options, because it's kind of impossible to search for the caviar mini rectangular. Even though in terms of price wise, the mini rectangular is cheaper. It is retail for 4,250 Canadian. The Coco handle, the smaller size one, it's retail for 4,675 Canadian dollars. So there is over $400 differences, which is about 10% increase of this. You will get a Coco handle. But in terms of size wise, yes, let me just do a quick comparison. It is very similar, even though the length itself is wide, it's actually longer at the bottom. But if you look in terms of the top parts, it is similar in terms of that. Bear in mind that the Coco handle, there is a flap in, if you look on the inside, it tilted. So the opening itself, it's smaller than it seems because of that design. Also, the mini rectangular has that, but it's not as significant. See how it tilted inwards? So the opening itself, it is a little bit smaller, but it is very similar in terms of length. The height is where it has a little bit of differences. You can see an obvious in terms of height wise. So yes, you can fit in definitely more items on this. It's probably one of the reasons why this is more expensive than this, but not by much. So I would say this is a very good entry into the Chanel handbags collections for someone that are looking to purchase the first Chanel handbags and they don't mind a smaller handbags. Try to get into the mini rectangular, which is $4,000. You can probably get a little bit cheaper if you go for the tweed materials or a fabric materials. I've seen it retailing for $3,700. I believe it's the mini rectangular, but it's the reissue one that was just being released recently. The reissue, and I believe it's in velvet material or fabric material, but it is cheaper than the lambskin leather. And the Coco handle, the entrance, to get into it, it starts from 4,675 for the smaller ones, and I have never seen a lambskin Coco handle. For the, well, maybe they do have it, I'm not sure. But hopefully it explains all this, and if you do have any questions, do let me know, and thanks for watching.